So here we have another one of my Eaglemoss pickups from iCollectibles in Blackpool. Now using my mobile to video this because I suspect it'll end up looking a lot better, but I'll be interested in your comments on that. This is a Romulan ship that I never quite got around to grabbing when the Eaglemoss website was still a thing, which of course it isn't now because they've gone under. But this is just a little Romulan shuttle, and I've always enjoyed the Romulan style of ships. I think partly due to the colour, partly due to the sort of curves and all that sort of good stuff. So this was one of the ones where I didn't need to do this to check out what it was. But as I mentioned on previous videos, if you see these versions loose in a store, a useful way to figure out what they are, because the boxes are of zero help to you, is just to flick off the cardboard and have a look at the bottom of the stand, and that will tell you what it is. And as you can see, it is indeed a Romulan shuttle, which I already knew on that particular occasion, but there were ones in the store that I did not know of. I kind of recognised them, but I couldn't have sworn what the name was just by looking at them. So it's a useful double check to see if you've already got them, if they look similar to something else, which can sometimes happen. So this, to my knowledge, has only appeared in one episode of Deep Space Nine during the Dominion War. A nice little Romulan. Are they in Empire? But anyway, the Romulan sort of insignia is there, which is nice. Not the heaviest, so not a huge amount of metal in there, if perhaps any. Maybe this bit might be metal here, I think. Not a huge amount though, I don't think, from the weight of it. But it's as you can see, it's giving me sort of Battlestar Galactica Centurion vibes there at the front for some reason. I think you can see why. Even Mandalorian perhaps. But it's got this sort of interesting sort of nacelle dynamic going on, and which is sort of reminiscent of a smaller version of the Dideridex nacelle. As I recall, the backstory behind us seeing this, and it packs a cloak as well, because in the episode it's quite funny in the sense that you see something coming to the docking ring on Deep Space Nine, but it's completely empty until the ship then decloaks once it's already actually inside Deep Space Nine. So visually speaking, no one actually knows that it's come aboard the station, because it was a sort of it was intended at least to be a sort of clandestine meeting between the Federation and the Romulans to discuss some intelligence. But as I recall, what happens in the episode is that Garak actually sort of plants this data rod on the Romulan to suggest that the Dominion are planning a major offensive against the Romulans to try and bring them into the war. But the Romulan susses that it's a fake. But then Garak blows up the shuttle in order to damage the rod in such a way that the telltales will be explained away by the damage, but also to make damn sure that the Romulans do in fact come into the war. And Sisko is not happy with what he's done, but by the same token, he's not really prepared to reveal that to the Romulans, because he knows that they need them in the war to actually have a chance of winning it. So it's a very interesting episode on that basis. I can't remember which episode it is, but we do get this ship off the back of it. And unlike the Romulan scout ship, which I think we do see a couple of times at least in the Next Generation, doubling as both a sort of a scout and a science vessel. This one I don't think we do see again outside that Deep Space Nine episode, so it's quite impressive that we've got a model of it at all. But I rather like it. It's I say it wasn't high on my list of things to get, but because I like Romulan ships and I've got other examples of Romulan ships, I thought it would have been rude to pass it up for what they weren't charging for it. So but I say, be interested in your comments on the sort of the visual quality of this as compared to my webcam. My webcam just seems to be struggling a little bit. I don't know if it's the new angle I'm trying to put it at or what, but the phone is proving quite nice, I think. It's just that its storage is inevitably a little bit limited, so swings and roundabouts as ever. So I think that's it on the Eaglemoss front, because unfortunately the only other thing that I collected was this, and I did the classic thing whereby I knew what it was and I knew what I was buying, and I already had one. I thought I only had the Nightingale, but this is actually a Marquee Raider. So I know I already have it. So I'm slightly irritated with myself for having duplicated, but again, not a huge amount of expense lost, and I might even make some money if I choose to eBay it. So it is what it is. So that's it for now. Thanks. Do like and subscribe, and don't forget to check out the rest of the Eaglemoss unboxings on the website.